Hey, we're running through another one of the 10 different ways that we've come up with that you can make money outside of a corporate job. And the one we're looking at today is where you get to package your expertise and sell that as a service. So you can call this consulting. You probably heard of this one. You can call this coaching and consulting all wrapped into one, which is kind of what I do. It's a bit of the doing and the strategy mixed with the coaching side of it. So this is great for you if you're okay and you're ready to overcome the identity barrier of going from employee to I'm the expert and I could run this piece. And maybe you already do. This is absolutely great for people who love to take ownership of a project. I talked about this last time. If a client comes to you or a project comes to you and it doesn't just involve doing the one piece, you're not happy with just doing your one bit or somebody's one bit. You like to own the piece. You like to strategically move the pieces. You can see how all the moving parts work. Then consultancy is definitely for you. If you can see problems, if you're aware of pitfalls where people have gone wrong with, say, product launches or product development, then you will do amazing at this. Now, one of the things I really struggled with is finding consulting or coaching work when it came to working for service businesses as a service, a packaged service, was thinking, how do I get the location freedom? So depending on the type of service business and consulting you create, it might mean you go into offices. It might mean you meet with the team virtually. Many businesses, particularly US, big tech firms, are predominantly online anyway, but there are also plenty that still have a head office in London or an office in Manchester. So you just need to bear that in mind when you're planning your lifestyle and you're planning what service business you can offer. Do I need the location freedom or I'm okay with some flexibility? I know somebody who does this really well, this consulting. He does it for HubSpot, and he does this where he will go into a business for, say, a day or 2 days consultation, and then he comes away and writes up the report and recommendations. So if you think about it, that's ideal flex. You get to meet people. If you're great with people and if you're great with learning about new systems and new businesses, that's going to fit you beautifully. In my case, I do a lot of coaching and consulting with entrepreneurs. So people like you who are maybe leaving your career and you need to set some stuff up and you don't understand the steps to do. So we do that with you. We coach you on that, but we also do the consulting side of it. We make sure we get you set up and running with email marketing or whatever you need, basically. So service businesses work really great for charging premium prices. It's obviously more than I'm paying you for an output. I'm paying you for the delivery of a service, a complete package or something that feels almost complete. But the biggest shift I've found and the biggest barrier that I think you'll experience with this, and I don't know if you're going to experience this as well as me, but I find as women, perhaps we have a little bit more of this, is that going from employee to being the expert consultant and selling yourself with enough of this experience when there's a part of you that's still self-doubting your entrepreneurship, self-doubting you as a business owner. So it is a real leap in terms of identity. So long as you're prepared to do that work, which I believe has its massive upsides. I've seen it. I've been through it. I have gone like this with my entrepreneur journey, and I know that it can be really rewarding. So this is probably the highest hourly rate, if you like. So you can definitely exceed any sort of salary that you're getting now. It's got really strong potential as well for retainer income. So earlier on, I mentioned an example of a guy that we worked with who uses HubSpot. He's a HubSpot partner. He sets up, HubSpot is a CRM system for those of you who don't know. And basically, he has a retainer. So he'll set some stuff up. He'll do his report. They'll set some stuff up. They'll follow his recommendations. And then every month, they will pay him for, say, 10 hours worth of support time. And sometimes they submit tickets to have things done, or they submit questions or for calls. And some months, they don't really use his skills at all. But that retainer, because he can't give that time to somebody else, helps him to have a recurring revenue. So you can see how the consulting model has massive advantages. Really predictable in that sense. Once you have signed up a few key clients, that predictable monthly revenue just takes a massive weight off your shoulders when it comes to income. Your corporate experience and your experience with, say, a piece of software or a tool is your selling point here. So if you have spent your life working with Jira or HubSpot, as I mentioned, or another CRM system like Salesforce, and that has become your thing, then consultancy is really going to lend itself to you. There's probably other things outside of the tech space. I live so much in that space. It does require confident positioning. One of the best ways that you can get work in this space is once you've got your first client is referrals. So if you know anybody else that uses Salesforce or HubSpot or this tool or that tool, can you refer them to me? Getting a good presence on something like LinkedIn here will really help you, because obviously that's where businesses are looking for experts in their field. Reaching out, you're going to have to do some cold outreach, warming people up, getting them to know that that's what you do, and also researching which companies use these tools. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 questions now that will really help you with this, so you can figure out if coaching and consulting would work for you. Okay, so the key thing when it comes to consulting is you're solving an expert problem at a high level. So think about what problem or thing have you created or provided a solution for repeatedly at a very high level. And it could be your work with one of those tools we mentioned. I know some Oracle consultants who have worked with Oracle repeatedly so many times at trying to integrate it into people's businesses. That's now their consulting model. This is the sort of thing where you get to take an opportunity that you were given in your corporate and you get to turn that into your next season. Second question. You've got to think about what would somebody's business, if you're going to sell into a business, or somebody's life look like in 90 days if they work with you on this consulting service. The transformation has got to be there. Whether it's, I have a working CRM, I have working automations and workflows that my sales team can use, whether it's my routing of my calls is correctly. I know these are really, they can sound quite dry, can't they? Maybe it's the fact that somebody is going to have transformed their health or something else that you have helped them with. I know I err on the tech examples, it's just because that's my background. But if you can think creatively around consulting, so that blend of how to do something and the support to do something, that is what is growing here, that industry. Hopefully you have caught up with the guide that's got all 10 of the ways in which to make an income away from a job. If not, you can grab that guide in the comments or in the featured section on my page. And other than that, I would love to know, what kind of ideas have you got? So have you got questions about what could I create into a consulting or coaching type business, coach-salting as I'm calling it? How could I do that? Maybe you've got questions about my 2 questions. You've got some ideas. Post those comments underneath. I would love to hear from you and learn more about your situation.